Hello, and welcome back to Clinical Corner with First Steps Beyond. Shakina here, and today we'll enter our second installment of the video series that was introduced last week, highlighting the aftershock silent impact of parental trauma on the next generation. Last week, we discussed the process of healing the trauma so that it won't interfere with your bonding with children. We understand that it doesn't matter how old you are or how old your child is, it's never too late to go back, self-evaluate, and revisit how you show up in the connection in order to foster the healing. Today, we're going to introduce the second installment, which will cover and reflect on the maladaptive coping skills. And basically, that's just a fancy term to say how we deal before we heal. The things that we might engage in. The exact phrase and passage of aftershock that this will reference is right in the introduction, and it says, "In the silence of the night, turning to drugs, alcohol, or distractions to numb the pain seems like the only resort." It's not the only option. And as we again reflect back, we know that we seek to apply whatever makes it feel better in the moment. Sometimes that is substances, and sometimes that is that unhealthy relationship or connection that seems like an escape just to cause what we refer to as some dissociation from the problem to get it off of my mind so I can continue to go and flow from day to day. I wanted to highlight something very serious, and we won't go into it much in this video, but there is something that none of us are exempt from, and that's grief and loss. So it doesn't matter, and I could clearly come to you and say, my name is, or my title is, and I'm a minister of the gospel or a licensed professional therapist. Although all of those things are true, none of them cause me to be exempt, most like yourself, from real life experiences. So while we're dealing with all of those past issues, new things might be introduced to the dynamic that also throw us off track. Those two cause us to turn towards temporary fixes that might seem like it makes it feel better in the moment. Again, those could be drugs, alcohol, distractions, or unhealthy relationships. In creating this book, Aftershock, we really didn't break down a lot of the step-by-step instances, but I'm sure all of us can look back over our lives or someone that's close to us and special to us and reflect upon the impact of those life experiences causing us to reach towards unhealthy coping skills that made it feel better for the moment, or so we thought. For some of those situations are unhealthy or maladaptive coping skills, they only caused further trauma. I have the pleasure of meeting weekly with a very, very, very special group of women. And these women tell the raw, uncut truth about how unhealthy experiences, crisis, traumas, impact and influence not only themselves in the way that they live or have been able to function in life, but their ability to parent in a healthy way. For some of the ladies that I meet with, this is something that's been generational, and this has been passed on from generation to generation. And they're even in a dynamic right now where they have adult children, where they have passed on traits and tendencies to deal and cope with unhealthy, unpleasant life experiences in an unhealthy way or maladaptive coping skill. They're in the process right now of recovery and in repair, but aren't we all? So in dealing with the situations, the experiences, and the unexpected events that throw us off track from time to time, it's very important for us to understand that the things that we reach towards to numb or make the pain feel better could cause further damage if we're not aware. So let's take a moment during today or over the course of the week to evaluate the way that we heal so that we can deal with life appropriately. And if we're engaged in anything right now that is a quick fix or maladaptive coping skill, a way that we're covering, band-aiding, or escaping our current pain to try to make it feel better, let's go back to the drawing board. Seek someone out. Again, I might be a licensed professional, but there are other healthy support networks that can help you navigate this journey of life. I'm open for all questions, feedback, and comments regarding this series of Clinical Corner, because we're not in this alone. As we previously stated in other videos, together we move one step beyond where we were into a brighter future. Have a great day.